Here, it looks like we're stepping into a whole new economy, and theft is changing everything that we once knew, once expected from the US economy. I'm going to share with you guys some really important information. Meaning Best Buy, the conglomerate, their stock is getting pummeled right now over theft. You have Walgreens and CVS and a lot of these big chains closing hundreds of stores. CVS is now closing 900 stores in large part due to theft. What I think is likely going to happen is quite, interesting. We'll put it that way. I'm going to start off and show you guys. I'm going to say what's up in the chat. Cool. So check this out. So Walgreens, right? They're closing over theft, as I just mentioned. They're closing 900 stores. They're closing 900 stores, CVS. Best Buy, their price stock falls 17% amid wave of organized crime. That is unbelievable, right? And so you think about what's happening in these stores, and really social media, people can get together pretty quickly over like a Telegram group, and they can do what they've done. You've seen what happened at Louis Vuitton. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. Let me show with you guys in case you haven't seen this. Check this out. So watch this. Everyone's just, going about their day. And then boom. The employees, they're not going to put themselves, they're not in a position, first off, to defend that store as if it's their own. I mean, they're not paid enough. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't defend that store against all those people. And they just go in there and they'll just take over the whole store. So my fear is that right now we're having a lot of police that are, they're not working, or they're, on strike, or they're going to switch careers. What's ultimately going to happen this right here, that was in South Carolina. That's not LA. It's not New York. South Carolina. So listen to what this lady's saying here. New York, South Carolina. So
my God,
listen to what this lady's saying here.
Is literally insane. Louis Vuitton is completely, even the showcase is empty. It's literally insane. Louis Vuitton, that is so sad. Completely, even the showcase is empty. It's empty.
So what we're seeing here is fascinating how this all comes together. So right here, because what Best Buy and what Walmart and how these corporations are going to take this over, it's unbelievable how this is allowed. One second there. You guys see that screen? Cool. So right now, these smash and grab crimes, right? You saw that situation, but the organized crime is dominating Best Buy, right? Shoplifting laws, if you're in LA, if you're in New York, if you're in a lot of places, it's almost like legal. It really is almost legal. But now what Walmart is doing is that they're launching this multi-site drone delivery operation. And so this is what I think happens here with the future of a lot of these small businesses. I think that it's very likely that insurance companies basically control everything. If you can't get insurance coverage, you're not going to be able to get loans. That'll apply to single family homes. It's definitely going to start applying to business as they try to apply, business owners attempt to apply for loans to open up new store locations. They're going to have to get theft insurance because everyone is going to be aware of the newfound risk being a retailer selling anything face to face, right? So there's going to be increased cost. And with that, what's ultimately going to happen, a lot of people aren't going to be able to hold on. And so what I think happens is that we see a lot of these small mom and pop shops that can't afford all these increased costs. It's not just insurance though. So they also have an increased costs with the bottlenecks of the shipping distribution problem. they're paying a lot more for the same items, and people's incomes aren't rising with it. So what I think happens is that a lot of these mom and pop stores end up getting bought out by these corporations, and these corporations use those as pop-ups so that they can fulfill and distribute orders, and then essentially those orders are going to be completed via drone. So right now we have Walmart that is launching this 3 full-time drone-up airport hubs, right, for on-delivery demand operations. The first operation has already taken flight in Walmart, right, in Arkansas. The program features 3 locations at Walmart stores. This came out today. At multi-site commercial drone delivery operations, each will operate from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., 7 days a week, and you can get your order as quickly as 30 minutes. 30 minutes. So when this starts really expanding and they're able just to get orders that fast to people in 30 minutes flat, and they can just order it on an app and they don't have to go into the city, I think a lot of people are going to easily get on it. Look at Amazon Prime. Look how much attention that has. And the drone delivery is a lot cooler. It's a lot easier. And people are going to, unfortunately, probably take on to that. And for Walmart and these companies, it's even cheaper for them to do it via drone because they pay for the drone once versus paying for an employee, at 15 or 16 or 18 or 20 bucks an hour, whatever these corporations are paying them, for them to pay that employee over and over and over again every single hour. They can just buy the drone and then just have it all set up to the cloud, and these drones are going to be completing a lot of these deliveries. The other 2 sites will begin business in the coming months. What this also does, though, is it gives them that flexibility to decrease their cost, their price that they're going to be selling to consumers, right? And so since they can decrease that price, if you don't want to support Walmart and you don't want to support Amazon, and you say, okay, no, I'm gonna go support Joe's store, whatever it is, you're not going to pay 40% more or 30% more to go to that store if you're not making what you used to, what you're accustomed to making. So what I think is going to happen is I think that these stores are going to force people to, financially, they're going to force them to buy from them. And that is just going to continue. So when we invested in drone delivery earlier this year, we envisioned operation that could be quickly executed and replicated across multiple stores, right? Walmart has significant infrastructure in place. The process begins with eligible customers entering their address to verify eligibility. Also is something that we need to take into consideration too, is that for these small mom and pops that are like, hey, this has been in our name forever. We have a really strong customer base. We're going to stay here. They will definitely need security. No doubt about it. If this is happening right now, we're seeing this from coast to coast, this organized crime, if this continues, people are going to need full-fledged security. They're going to need somebody that's going to be out front defending that store. And what are they going to have? Are they going to be armed? Or what is that situation going to look like? It completely changes the dynamic. It completely changes the cost structure for that mom and pop business to have one person, even if they're paying them 15 bucks an hour, which is now the required minimum wage per day, and they're working 10 hours a day, it's 150 bucks per day, right? So it's greatly increasing their cost just for them to stay in business. The FAA certified flight engineer then manages a controlled and guided delivery, placing the order gently at the customer's home. Walmart is well positioned for drone delivery leader, given the extension retail footprint, has more than 4,700 stores located across 10 miles of 90% of the U.S. population. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to be doing this with, diapers, and they're going to be doing it with clothes. They're going to be doing it with food, medications, all of this. Like pretty wild. It wouldn't surprise me also that, right now what we're seeing with Amazon deliveries is that a lot of people are stealing the deliveries. If they have it set up to where you get a text message and you meet the drone out front, it gets a scan of your face and then it delivers it to you. It verifies and it goes all into the blockchain, and they reduce losses there. All this wouldn't surprise me. Analysts expect drone delivery use to further develop in retail. Drones require fewer fossil fuels powered vehicles for short delivery trips, and also could remedy for some supply chain issues. Warehouse, in fact, have begun preparing for this technology. Now, what I'm predicting is going to be the best thing for people to do, if you have a retail store And this is, if you have a traditional retail store, the best thing you could possibly do is get really, really close to your customer. Real as close as you can. Get their birthday, send out birthday cards, whatever you got to do. Try to really cement that relationship. Get their email addresses, follow up with them, get their phone number, have that relationship, because without that relationship being rock solid, these big corporations are going to suck all the employees up for themselves. And what I think is going to happen, or all the customers up for themselves, what I think is going to happen is when they see the pain in the market from these small mom and pops, they're going to go out there and they're going to simply put 25, 30% down across a bunch of stores. Think about how profitable this is. They're going to put 25 to 30% down across a bunch of stores, right? They're going to get cheap bank debt on these properties. And then, like, for example, what industrial real estate was priced at before had a lot to do with what the Macy's or the Sears could afford to pay based upon that commitment with customers and how often they are moving products in and out. Well, now with Amazon, they can move products in and out every 24 hours, every 48 hours or less, right? So Amazon obviously has better margins. Well, imagine what this would look like if they have a bunch of these small chains all across America and they're buying these properties based on an old, outdated model that involved expensive employees and just a lot more debt, with this new model that is essentially almost all profit. So they're going to be able to go out there and essentially buy these properties for pennies on the dollar, even based on the old model, then implement this new model, make even more money, take that money, invest it into their infrastructure even more. And it's just going to get so hard for the mom and pops. And it's pretty unbelievable how fast this is all progressing. The timing is perfect for Walmart. Of course it is. To be experimenting with drone delivery, right? Stan Johnson Company. Current supply and labor shortages are impacting the ability to deliver goods to consumers in a timely manner. So I'm not surprised Walmart is making investments in new tech and finding creative ways to reach customers. This is also going to be very interesting too for people that are investing in stocks to understand where these trends are going. I wouldn't surprise me, honestly, next 1 to 2 years, we just go out to a park and we see 20 drones above us going, all which direction, delivering products. When Amazon launched its drone delivery service back in 2013, the idea seemed very futuristic. But now I think we're seeing the true beginning of a trend. If Walmart is successful, it's likely we'll see other national retailers like Walgreens, CVS, Dollar General follow suit. Yeah. In addition, we're going to start seeing Uber Eats. We're going to start seeing a lot of these delivery services delivering food. Because what I've seen, at least online, is people talking about, oh, I think that they ate some of my fries, or I think they messed up my order, or this driver did that, or this driver is doing this. I saw something saying, oh, my order's not getting delivered on time because I'm not tipping in advance. I'm going to tip on the service at the end, not before. And so they're waiting and waiting and waiting for their meal. All of this could be taken completely off the table if the human element was removed. And the human element is a large expense to their business model. So they're going to be bringing in tech at such a massive level that it makes me take a step back and understand where things are likely going to go. So all my future businesses, everything that I'm doing it based on where things are going, not where things were. This seems so futuristic for a lot of people to say, oh, this isn't going to happen, or that's a theory. Like, it's all happening right now. We're seeing all these massive changes. And if we have a situation where a lot of cops are no longer available to serve in the next couple months, then what I really, really fear is that these thefts won't just be stores. They're going to start going to houses, and there's nothing to take in the stores, or less to take in the stores, or there's more risk in the stores because of the location with all the people, then they just start doing houses, right? So, what do you guys think about this? Drop your comments in here. Let's talk about this. You're going to see a lot more of this. You get 80 people going in mobs. Yeah, that's the thing. Someone just said you got 80 people going in mobs stealing under 1,000. So you're taking massive profits out of the business, right? And that's it. I think they had I forget how many at I think it was a Louis Vuitton or a Nordstrom. It looked like 80 people, and they only caught 2 or 3 of them. They only caught a few of them. But if they all took $500, that's $40,000. It's like stealing a car. Like that's how crazy the losses are accumulating. That's just one incident. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna. What do you ride sharing? Sometimes I deliver Uber Eats on YouTube. I'm starting a channel. It's cool. Who wants all the trillion? Stores need to hire Kyle's. Until we have our own money instead of the debt. Yeah, it will be fascinating to kind of watch how this all progresses. But I do believe that we are stepping into a period. It's more of an inflection point in the economy where we're getting all the old business models are getting tested to the breaking point. When you have Best Buy stock, like Best Buy is an anchor. It's an anchor retailer. And when you have Best Buy shares plunge because of organized crime, it's 17%. Like their stock price falls 17% amid a wave of organized retail theft. Unbelievable. Because people can get that and they'll be like, okay, I'm going to go out in there and I'm going to get a, flat screen. I'm going to get, whatever I'm going to get. And I can sell it for, 30% or 40% of its sticker price. They can go out there and just try to sell it online, or probably even more. We just sell it online, try to get as much as they can, almost probably market price. And it's 100% profit. And if they get in trouble, it's unlikely that they get caught. But if they do, it doesn't really matter because there's probably they're gonna book them and then just release them. Legal, organized, yeah, it's interesting. We should all be paying attention closely to the delivery service via drone that Walmart's already committed to, that Amazon is committing to. The worse this gets, the better it gets for them. The better price they're going to get on this real estate, and the more infrastructure and dominance they're going to have, because these drones aren't going to be able to deliver 50 miles. Amazon doesn't have any retail stores. They just have the big industrial complexes that they're delivering to. They are expanding and trying to acquire distressed malls and things there. But if they can get these small mom and pop stores, up and down in New York City and, in the Bronx and all these areas, then they're going to be able to do deliveries and take over that market. Same thing in downtown LA and Chicago and Miami. All they need is to enter those markets at the right price at the right time. And it's going to be impossible for these small chains that compete with them. Soon they're going to be delivering everything. But it seems like that's kind of what they want. They want everyone to have like the virtual reality, sit at home and just order online type of life. Who's the biggest drone maker? That I'm not sure. So who they partnered up with, who Walmart partnered up with, is a company called Drone Up. So Drone Up is who Walmart partnered with. And they said it's a really question of how widespread will this service be used, most likely dependent on what rules the FAA put in place in the United States. That said, the continued health crisis and the need for delivery quickly to more rural areas make drone services an increasingly interesting solution to supply chain issues. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, guys. I'm going to catch you guys on the next live stream. Hit the notification bell if you want to be a part of it. Consider subbing here, and I'll catch you guys later.